Dagmar Fleming with Unlock Your Success, and welcome to our quick podcast on symptoms of expansion and growth. Many of you who are in the arena of personal growth will eventually come to a point where you make a decision to expand, to step into new areas of possibilities, and to perceive your life from a different perspective so that you can go after those most audacious goals. There is a side effect to that expansion. And today I wanted to bring this to your attention so that you can know that it's natural, that it's part of the process of becoming bigger and a bolder version of you. When we were teenagers, we were going through many hormonal changes. And if you remember, it was uncomfortable. And many people refer to that as growing pains. So what happens when you expand, the expansion starts at the energetic or spiritual level. It is an expansion of consciousness, which therefore means that you're expanding your light quotient. You expand how much light you're embodying at that moment. In other words, your consciousness is rising, it's becoming bigger, you're becoming more aware, and the energy, which is the basis of everything in this universe, is electrical. So imagine that if you've expanded from a 20 watts bulb to 60 watts bulb, naturally you have to hold more electricity in your body. So in terms of biology and the physiology of your body and your psyche, what that means is that the higher vibration and a more expanded consciousness brings to your awareness all the issues that have not been resolved. They're coming like an oil in the water to the surface for resolution. You may literally feel your body hurting as if you were having a mild flu, or severe, depending on how much trauma you've been holding in your body. And those body aches are natural because the old blocks, the trauma, past hurts and wounds are like energetic clogs in your body. They're like stones. So when you start bringing them to awareness and pushing them out, well, the stones have to be literally lifted, almost pushed out of the place that they've been stuck at, and the new energy flow is coming in. So the body literally feels uncomfortable because physically it's changing, energetically it's changing. What that means for you is that your sleep patterns may change. You may sleep for 14, 16 hours a day and get up and be still tired. And then after a while, you may end up not being able to sleep at all because you're holding more light. And for those of you who are ungrounded, the more light you hold and the less grounding you have within you, the more jarred you will feel as you go through this process. So my invitation to you is to make sure that you ground yourself and that you really bring your spirit, your soul, your awareness into your body. One of the quick ways to make sure that you are grounded is to close your eyes and imagine that you are speaking to your body from the inside out. So go ahead and close your eyes right now. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Gently exhale with your mouth open. And as you do this, imagine that you are residing inside of your body instead of outside. Connect to every cell, every organ, every tissue, every atom, every subatomic particle, and all the spaces in between. And just send yourself and all your cells the love and compassion for being in this state of expansion, because it means progress. So it's a positive positive experience in your life. So now that you've connected to all these tissues, organs, and parts, just simply say, I am here. We are in it together. A lot of people are completely disjointed from their body because they are in their mind. That mental body is floating outside of us. The brain is always in the thoughts, which are not restricted to physicality of this human body, which is the vehicle for the soul. So you're actually not inside. But all of these tissues, all the organs, all the cells are part of your consciousness. You're in it together. So the more you reside inside, the more you can elevate your third dimensional experience. So what else can happen? You may have changes in diet that are very spontaneous. Because when you embody more of your highest self, when your consciousness is expanded, you start noticing the eating habits that are destructive to you, that do not serve your highest good. Many years ago, I spontaneously became a vegetarian, literally within a matter of minutes. I was looking at the breast of chicken, which I was going to fry, and I realized I will not be able to eat it. So I fried it, gave it to my dog, and was vegetarian for 5 years. Now, fast forward those 5 years, and I became a carnivore again because my consciousness needed different dietary intake for where I was going and what I was trying to accomplish. So give yourself permission for those changes as your body sees fit. Next is you may have mood swings that are unexpected and uncontrollable. You may wake up one day and feel like crying without true cause externally that you can perceive, or you may wake up and feel exhilarated, joyous, almost as if you were on some kind of joy-inducing drugs. So the reason these mood swings are happening is because when you bring more light into your being, that light, that expanded consciousness, however you name it or however you perceive it, is pushing these outdated patterns to the surface, like I mentioned before, like oil in the water. And what happens is that the old version of you, the one before an upgrade, used to act a certain way. Let's say you were always bullied, so you learned how to give way to other people. You always considered yourself less important, unworthy of standing up for you, or simply passive in terms of demanding or commanding your power and demanding respect. So we can say that if you looked at the pendulum, you were skewed all the way to the left. And now that this pattern is coming for clearing, what ends up happening, this pendulum swings all the way to the other side. And as it does, the extreme opposite version of that pattern is going to show up. So perhaps if you were always complacent and quiet, you can become very aggressive by your definition and frustrated and extremely vocal for a period of time. But just remember that every pendulum that was swung super strongly to one side eventually comes back to the other, and with time it equalizes and it comes to the neutral position. So this is exactly what we want you to do. In other words, give yourself time to be in a bit of this mood swing. Then sometimes there is a new version coming, sometimes there is an old. Both are running on extreme, because eventually you will recalibrate your psyche and you will settle into this 2.0 version. So there will be a time period after a major frequency upgrade For example, if you work with me, whether one-on-one or in a group setting, or perhaps you've listened to my activation or meditation, that is an upgrade. That is frequently bringing more light and higher awareness into your body. So naturally, the detox process will follow. And one more item that I would like to mention is perceiving yourself from the 2.0 version. So what that means is that before an upgrade, you operated on a certain criteria of self-perception and what you considered to be your reality. That's what is the original operating system, the version of you that I call 1.0. When you upgrade to the new version and you're going through the stage of this recalibration, you may comment on, as you observe your behavior, you may comment on yourself that that's not me. I don't act like this. I'm not feeling like myself. And my invitation to you is to actually give yourself permission to be detached and to become non-judgmental. Because when you say, I'm not being myself in this new version, I used to be complacent and more passive, always in the background. Now I'm sitting in the front row. That's not me. Well, actually, that is you. It's the limitless you. It's the expanded version of you that suddenly decided to claim your power, claim your space, claim your abilities, and claim your gifts. You just haven't tapped into that version of you, but it's always been within you. It's not something that externally is being imposed upon you for you to become limitless. Quite opposite, it's been buried within you and buried so deeply underneath all the distortions and filters and misperceptions that you may have had about what you can or cannot do. And now that these distortions have been cleared, you have an opportunity to step into that 2.0 version. And trust me, that version will surprise you, because that version has gifts and talents that you didn't even realize you had. Sometime at the age of 35, I picked up a pencil and started drawing a beautiful human bodies, anatomically correct, detailed to the smallest minutia. And what I realized is that I was a painter and a sculptor in a past incarnation. This gift was already within me, encoded in my soul DNA and my DNA within my body. So it simply got activated. I opened myself to that possibility and the gift blossomed. So as you go on this journey of detoxing, of going through the ascension symptoms and clearing and these growing pains, so to speak, associated with it, open your mind, because there are parts of you, aspects of you you have never tapped into, and they will start showing up, and they will feel foreign to you simply because you have never exercised those abilities. But now you can. So bring yourself to this state of curiosity and wonderness like a child, and let that child's eyes direct you to what is possible for you. Start playing. Play with who you can be and how can you show up in the world. So I hope that this quick video on the detoxing symptoms, which I call of ascension, because ascension is expansion of consciousness, expansions of your awareness, bringing more of your higher self into your body so you can embody that higher consciousness. That naturally brings with it a transitional period where what no longer works for you, the outdated patterns, have to come to the surface for clearing. And in that time of transition, you may feel lost as to who you are, as the old personality is dying and new one is being formulated. And you may lack clarity. You may even feel fearful and anxious at times, and then unusually bold and courageous at another. So give yourself permission to be in that state of recalibration, the state where not everything has been cleared or clarified for you. And as you release the resistance to what's happening for you and with you, then the new you will settle into your psyche, into your reality, and you will embrace the expanded version, the limitless version, with much ease. I wish you much success until we talk again.